Ajay sir, welcome to the show and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jayesh Varma once again to this edition of Talks, where we'll be talking with very experienced and very versatile Colonel Ajay Dabar, who after his stint in military for 20 years took PMR and during his military career, he not only commanded a RT regiment but also represented Indian Army to 7 European nations, along with Indian Navy in overseas deployment. In March 2020, he took PMR, and after that, he honed his skill by doing a course from Harvard Business School via online platform. Then he joined one of the agri-tech startup, and after 6-7 months of that, he joined Amazon. Now he joined Amazon as a territory manager, where he sees the last mile operations of East Delhi, and now he's being transitioned by the company itself to Canada. Welcome to the show, sir. Thank you very much for sparing your time today and joining this talk show and addressing our viewers.
Thank you, Jayesh, for a wonderful introduction. And I must thank Value Talks and everyone for giving me this platform and opportunity to share my journey and experiences. And I must appreciate all of you. Since I joined the call around 10 minutes ago, and I saw most of you there already on the call.
Yes.
Hats off the kind of, I would say, the dedication that militariness we call it in ourselves, that we are on time and we are always mission ready. That's awesome. And thank you, Jayesh, for that wonderful introduction.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure is all ours, sir. Now, before we go on to the flow of the webinar, I would like to know what exactly were your thoughts. Have you really thought that, most of the officers, including me, we face that dilemma whether to continue with the service or leave. If we leave, where we will land. We all know about good companies, but is it like you already prepared before you made up your mind, you decided onto the company and then you transition, or you took the leap of faith?
So fine, since I see a lot of audiences there, let me tell you a slight background to everything. It doesn't happen overnight, and it does not happen spontaneously, or I would say not like a knee-jerk reaction. So briefly, I'll tell you that I am a gunner officer and served for 20 plus years with the Indian Army. I had a fortune of commanding an artillery regiment. It's like a dream for everyone. And meanwhile, I was very happy that to share that I did Defense Services Staff College also at a very young service. In fact, I was the youngest officer of my course. And while you mentioned that I went on overseas deployment with Indian Navy to 7 different European nations for almost 5 months, and my kind of a approach or attitude to the looking at the growth or the exposure or the betterment of from the existing was something which was always driving me from that. So I won't say that it happened overnight. It developed over a period of time where I realized that you definitely have a world of sea of opportunities if you have the ability and the confidence in within yourself. So that's how it started. So that was the big starting of it.
Well, sir, before we reach on to starting, let me ask you that how did you actually go on to preparing yourself for CVs? What exact steps you've taken while in uniform? The moment it was decided.
I'll tell you this.
Yes, we would like to know the preparation, because honestly speaking, most of the officers who are in the dilemma of whether to continue the service or leave, the biggest problem they face is how's the preparation? What exact steps you've done? How did you prepare yourself mentally as well as, obviously I've told about your course which you've done from Harvard, but that is after the thought process which started, the thought process of transition, the thought process of preparation. So I'm more keen to know that preparation part of it, sir.
I would urge my audience to take a pen and paper, not to make some kind of notes, but to jot down something which is very relevant, which is coming out of experience, which is coming out of absolute, I would say, raw experience. So you all know I have no tech background. I am not engineer or signals or engineer officer. I'm a GD soldier, as we call it, and an artillery officer. We started with discussing with the reasons for premature retirement and looking for a civil life, maybe at a short service or after completion of the complete tenure. So this is the starting point I would like to share with all of you is that please have a positive reason to take this leap. I'll tell you, if you have, uh, are you thinking that I want to switch over to corporate or civil life because I am disgruntled because of something, I am unhappy about something, something is not done justified with me, I didn't get what I deserved, then sorry, you're not looking or charging yourself for progressing in the right direction. The reason has to be a very positive one. It has to be forward looking, that how do you see going from here as an individual, as a collective, as with your family, how do you see you moving ahead? So the reason has to be positive. I'll tell you, if you go to for an interview or something, or you're discussing with someone and you start telling that no, I had this issue, that's why I left the army, sorry, nobody's interested to hear that. It is not seen that way. So the reason has to be positive. That is one. I know there may be few personal compulsions for some of the people. It varies from person to person. In my scenario, what happened when I took a call and my PMR got approved, it was March 2020.
Sir.
And we all know what happened in March 2020. COVID-19 came.
Yes.
The damn whole world stopped within the century. That was the worst thing which could have happened.
Sir.
So since I had processed all my documents 3 months in advance, and that was the date when I had to move, that 7th of March. So there was kind of no looking back, one. Secondly, people told me, yeah, Ajay, why don't you go for a 6-month extension or something? I said, point is that I don't want to confuse myself. Since I have taken this leap, let me step over now. So that's how I started. But understand the challenges at that point of time. Everything, damn thing was shut. Forget about hiring, job, interviews. People were being laid off. So that was my embedding or starting into it. So I'll tell you what, most of us desire that today is my last day in the uniform. I'll put a long, good message on WhatsApp group, and then tomorrow I'll join that company and I'll put another WhatsApp message that I have joined so-and-so company. That's how it should be. But I'll tell you, in my scenario, what happened, I moved out. There was a complete lockdown. I took a pause. I took a break. 20, 21 years, you are into a rut day in, day out. You are continuously focused on something, doing something. Where is the time you exclusively gave to yourself and to your family? So I took a pause. I took a break. And I focused for myself within. I spent quality time with my family. I refound or I discovered new abilities within myself. I developed fun for running. I'll tell you, in the army, every run is connected with punishment. If you've done something wrong, go for a run. So I never enjoyed running. So when I came out, I started running with music, to my distance, to my time and all that. So I took a break. I discovered my version 2.0. I had to unlearn a lot of things which I was continuously put in for last 20 years before getting into the next one. So that was the starting point. Now, this is one thing which I want to share with all of you. Please understand, you have to prepare yourself for this. It is not just not walking into a corporate world. Understand, they are the domain experts sitting over there, and they have been handpicked and they are best in class. And you have to walk into them. It's just not like walk into them. So you have to prepare yourself. So what is the first point I suggest everyone? Please pay attention to this. Please, whenever you get time, walk over, reach, spend time with any of your friend, relative, course mate, or known in his or her office. Sit with him, have a discussion, a meaningful discussion. That what is your team like? Where do you work? How do you communicate? How do you send mails? What are your KPIs? What is your salary? What is your package? How is your manager? What are the deliverables? What you should achieve? How do you come every day? And have a discussion, that meaningful discussion with that gentleman. When you take leave, come and meet such people. Identify them, book. Because understand, in corporate, people are not sitting idle. I'll give you a very simple example. What happens in army? 21 तारीख को सीओ साहब का बड़ा खाना है, 21st सीओ साहब बड़ा खाना. Regiment does nothing else because सीओ साहब का बड़ा खाना is there. Corporate doesn't work like that. It is 3 o'clock there is a meeting regarding this. 4 o'clock there is a meeting regarding. And you are working hour wise. So you have to prepare yourself as per that. So when you are sitting with that individual in their office, look around, understand how they are working, even how they pick up their coffee, how they are seeing. And then when you come back home, just shut your eyes and close your eyes and just imagine yourself in that environment. How I will work, how I will look, and how I will perform there. That's how I see the starting. Fun. Secondly, if you do it only with one person, then you will have biases. अच्छा ये तो ऐसा ही होता है. Meet couple of more people, have a varied experience, and then analyze that. Oh, this is what is corporate life, not what my course mate was telling me over a drink last weekend or on a WhatsApp message. अरे ऐसे होता है यार. This is how you get a job. No, go there yourself, spend time, and imagine yourself in that world. So that is the starting point I want to tell all of those who want to venture into this world. Now comes your question is that how do you prepare yourself? So I can talk over it till cows come home, but the four essential pillars which we find I believe, are very, very important. The first and foremost is networking. Understand, networking is the fuel for your search. No, nothing will move your search, your action, nothing will move if you don't have networking. I'll talk about networking separately. I'll give a deeper insight about networking. What is networking? मैंने call किया था, I know so many people, is just a bit of it. What is networking? I'll talk about. So networking is a very essential part of it. I want to touch upon one thing. This LinkedIn thing. Nothing against LinkedIn, sorry. LinkedIn, you go on LinkedIn, you create a profile, you connect with people, you post there something, you reach out to people. Wonderful. That's how it has to be there. And to an extent, a lot of people apply there. But what is the commensurating result of it? I don't have statistics, but I can tell you, I applied for 1,200 positions on LinkedIn when I came out. I got 0 interview call. But every day I applied for it, I posted something on LinkedIn, I felt very happy. I thought that I have done something constructive today, I have moved ahead. I did move ahead. I'm not, by no means I'm saying that don't be active on LinkedIn, delete LinkedIn, don't work. No, it is required, it is essential. You have to do it. You have to connect with people. You have to reach out to the domain experts. But expecting that result will be commensurating with that. So let's have a reality check on that. So that is one thing about LinkedIn. LinkedIn, identify if you want to go into operations, you want to go to SLP, security and loss prevention, you want to go into HR, find the domain experts, people who are excelling in those fields, reach out to them, develop that connect. But assuming that I'm on LinkedIn, I'm very active, I'm posting these things and something will come on, it does not happen. I'm telling you. At least it didn't happen with me. Next part is, most of you will be thinking, I see 110 audience, including me. CV. Sir, CV ke baare mein, why are you talking about CV? We know what is CV. How is CV? Understand, gentlemen, CV is your 1 or 2 page representation to someone who has never seen you in his or her life. And you have to sell yourself. It's like a picture ka poster. It's like an advertisement of yours in 1 or 2 pages. There's no 3-page CV. Wherein you have to bring out that what good you are and how relevant you are to them. You may be funny, but they don't want you that way. So CV has to be very, very good. Oh, so what? I have served for 20 plus years in Indian Army. Can't I even write 2 pages about me? Yes, you can write. But do you write in the manner they want to hear or read? So I don't know, I'm working on CV. I made it. Please leave it to the experts. There are people in the market who will spend a week with you. They will tell you, please segregate your career of military life within 3 years. Sir, kal hum baat karenge. Evening, we will talk about your first 3 years of your service. And then he will say, I was a convoy commander. I was looking after the ROP. I was doing this. I was at the watch on the ship and all that. He will hear it. He will create it into a lingo or in the manner which is relevant to the corporate world. While you may think that you are been able to do it, but he is an expert in it. Leave it to him. He won't charge too much. Don't go for very expensive CV creators. And he will create 2 or 3 CVs for you. Different domains. Which domains? I will come on that later on during my conversation. So CV, please don't waste too much of oil creating your own CV, spending too much of time. Let them create, then refine it. And spend some money. That's my look at it. The most talked about thing, most of you people keep calling me. The kind of talk I am having, I am fortunate that I am able to speak to 100 plus people simultaneously, because otherwise I am speaking to a couple of people every single day and trying to tell them, even seniors to me.
Understood, sir.
Courses. People say, sir, I have done this course, I am going to do this course. Which course should I do and all that? Answer yourself, not to me. Your 10, 20 years of military career and one course, can they be at par? Gentlemen, you are being identified or recognized because of your background, the aura you carry for your military service. Does that mean courses are not relevant? They are very, very essential. The point is, there are two types of courses. One is that full-time MBA for 2 years. I will not talk about that. You do that, you are in the league with the people what you are competing with, who are looking for the jobs. There are the courses, short-term course, online course, 6-month course, year course, wo course. Sir, I want to do this. I want a 1-year course, whatever. Now, these courses have two different. Jayesh, please let me know about the, because I have so much to talk. I
I understand that, sir. You please go on. You please go on. Yes.
So when you talk of the courses have two relevance to it. One is the cosmetic value, how it showcases you. Oh, you have done this course, wonderful. Ajay Dabar done a course from Harvard Business School. Wow. And other is the learning part of it. They are not independent. It may be a cosmetic value course, and it may give you a lot of learning. And let me tell you about, most of you must be thinking somewhere, some of you must have noted it down. Harvard Business School, ये कैसे होता है? So I'll tell you. I did a Harvard Business School online course. They're slightly expensive, 1 lakh plus or something. Duration may be from 8 to 10 weeks or something. How do they teach you? How do they train you? Wonderful exposure. When you register yourself for that course, first they give you an exercise for 2 weeks, wherein they give you a questionnaire. And you give a name of 5 to 8 people whom you have worked with in your career till date. He may be your boss, subordinate, or your coursemate, or whomsoever. And then they send that questionnaire to those people, asking very standard question, around 30, 35 questions. And they gather about you from you, the environment you have worked into it. So they have a better visibility about you than you yourself. That's the starting point. And when the course started, and the course is like a cohort. You have 200, 300 people. In like my course, it was 372 people. And people are from Germany, US, Japan, America, UAE, everywhere. A lot of Indians, obviously. So what happens? How they train you in that course? They will give you a small video wherein they will paint a situation. A simple situation like, there's a presentation on Friday to the investors, and the person who has made the presentation on Thursday evening, he calls you up, he says he's got a medical emergency at home. He has to go. He cannot be there for the presentation. What do you do as your manager? You say, okay, I'll take on this presentation. No, you say hand over to the XYZ to do this presentation. Or you say, no, please don't go on leave. To give this presentation, then you can fly. What will you do as a manager? So they're not testing you. This is the right answer, this is the wrong answer. So what do is, you give your answer that I will do this, and then they will lock your answer. And next day, when you again log in, you will find the answer of all those 300 people, maybe from Japan, US, or Germany or something. And then you read them. Oh my goodness, even this way it can be handled. Oh, this is how people think about it. You may not read all the responses, but some responses you read, you realize. So the automatic learning just by the peer group you are working. I know I'm spending some more extra time on the courses, but I want to tell you the learning part of it. And on the third day, the instructor from Harvard Business School will come online and will tell you this is the ideal way to handle such a situation. This is the learning. They don't test you. There will be a test on Friday evening. If you pass, you are passed, otherwise don't pass. No. You just have to give your thought with your experience and then you move ahead. That's how you learn. So when I put my name on LinkedIn or anywhere, I say Colonel Ajay Dabar, Defense Services Staff College, Indian Army, commanding officer or whatever. And I put Colonel Ajay Dabar, Harvard Business School. You know what HR is looking for. You know the answer. So the cosmetic value as well as the learning value. So the long-term courses, short-term courses, understand the relevance of this. One course I don't know I don't have the scan of my audiences. One course, if you are looking to move out or you're just moved out, or please do it without any discussion, is Lean Six Sigma black belt or green belt, whatever. The very basic and I would say appropriate course. I don't know why Indian Army is not getting this course done by all majors of Indian Army. It will put you in the right perspective. It will give a wonderful exposure to you and the correct lingo. And it is not very difficult. 8 weeks, yani 2 mahine, and you do it and you are a cut above. So this is one course I would recommend. So the courses also. So 4 pillars I talked about. Networking, I'll discuss in more detail later on. The LinkedIn effect, feel good factor, the CV, your representation or your presentation to the world, and courses to upskill yourself. So like I upskilled myself during the COVID time. I did this Harvard course because since I was not able to even walk out of my house. Coming to domain expert, quickly I'll talk about domain experts also.
Sir, before we go on to domain experts, as we have discussed about upskilling, before we jump or before we go any further onto the subject itself, I would like you to tell us what qualities of your being an officer of the Indian Army, what qualities firstly helped you think. Secondly, what corporates are looking, the qualities per se, from Indian Army officer when they're hiring. So,
got it.
Yeah, can you please?
Yes, I got your question. That what is that ingredient you have which is sellable outside?
Yes.
So,
because in my 10-15 webinars which I've carried out, I found one thing lacking. I mean, I may not say lacking, but unknown to the officer itself, that we don't know what we can do. So I want you to tell them the qualities which actually helped you in corporate, and also the qualities which corporates are looking after.
So that's very relevant. I would say that's a very relevant question. And so while I come to that, somebody asked me any specific firm. Sorry, I am not selling any firm. I am not recommending anything. Simple thing is, lot of DGR courses are being conducted at various IIMs. There are people at respective IIMs. I am Lucknow, I am whatever, Indore. Unfortunately or fortunately, I couldn't do any DGR course. First, I never wanted to do it because I only wanted to do IIM Ahmedabad course, which my BGS never signed me. I was at ATRA, Colonel GS there, and he never signed my application for whatever reason. But the point is, all IIMs have people who create their brochure of the course and create your CVs. So you can connect with me. I can connect with you, those people. And it's pretty reasonable. 7,000-8,000 rupees, they will give you 3 CVs of what Jayesh just interrupted me about operations, SLP, HR, facility management. And please, for heaven's sake, don't start applying for marketing, business development. I did that. I thought that, business development sounds very exciting to me. No, we don't know. We're clueless about all those things. So while I come to the question asked by Jayesh, the qualities, one controversial thing I want to touch upon, Jayesh, just give me a couple of minutes on that, because this is one argument I see on a lot of WhatsApp group and Telegram group. This is the package and you want to join it? This is one argument. What should be the starting point? What job should I pick up? My starting job has to be better than the previous one. My starting salary has to be better than the previous one. Otherwise, I don't start. So it's like you're a pilot of an aircraft. You got a F-16. Forget about MiG-21. You're having a F-16, and you are QFI. You have all certification. But damn it, you're standing on the tarmac. You're not flying. मैं ये कर सकता हूँ. I can do this. I am so much of experience. I am great. But show your maneuvers by flying, taking off, by just standing on the tarmac. So point is, I'm again saying, it is my personal opinion. I'm not trying to enforce this thought. I felt, maybe because of COVID background or whatever, I started my job with a startup. And the position was very fancy, Vice President Operations. But the package was not so. Obviously not as compared to my last rank. And when I had a negotiation with them about my package, they said, sir, understand one thing. We are a startup. Don't expect that we'll be able to pay you like a multinational. One. I said, yes. Second, they said, sir, we are into a COVID era and salary is any mushkil ho rahi hai, and we can understand. Yeah. And thirdly, which was slightly harsh, they said, do you have any corporate exposure? What are you demanding? So, since I never took off from the runway, how can I demand? Just because I am an army officer, I have done this, I have done that, I am funny. Does army accept Elon Musk as their commanding officer or the GOC or Div commander? Why would they accept an army officer? So not going to that extreme, but I want to tell you that just take off. When you are in the flight, who's telling you to hover around and see the environment? So when I joined this agri-tech startup as a VP operation, I continued my search for other jobs. I kept on applying for other opportunities. And the day I got this wonderful opportunity of my lifetime, joining Army to Amazon via Agnest was the company, I just resigned and I moved on. But instead of saying, if I get a job in Amazon only, then I will work and I will not work, give it a thought. So when people discuss this thing, that your starting position has to be good, your package has to be better than the previous one, have a more practicality, unless you have personal compulsions. The kids are studying somewhere, parents are unwell, you have to be in local town or something. They are all, a lot of people have personal compulsions. But the point is, flying hours count. Coming to your question, skills. Understand, gentlemen, you have a very great perception in the environment. As an army officer, this country, this nation, this society, your group, your relative, everybody sees you a cut above. You're not an ordinary citizen, ordinary person. So as corporate sees you, so they have perceptions about you. Another issue is, in all corporate houses, all companies, there are already some Fauji sitting. So your background is something, I'm talking about the skills when you apply for this thing. The starting point is your background itself influences a lot of things. Then an army officer is applying, a naval officer is applying, Air Force officer is applying with experience of 15, 20, 10 years or whatever. So that aura carries it. And believe you me, you are not treated at par with others. He may be or she may be, I am. You have that recognition, distinction, and honor with you. So understand this thing, one thing. So the point is, the companies will have expectations from you, while at the same time, they will have biases against you. Yeah, he's a senior guy. Yeah. He won't be tech savvy. He won't pick up the new skills. Yeah. Oh no, yeah. How will he work under a younger manager? How even he won't learn new things. Yeah. He will have his own, or he will be hardcore discipline. Biases will be there. Expectations will be there. So that is the ball game when you walk into it. So you carry that perception, default perception, since you have served with the services for so long. So that is the starting point. The best part we have, a lot of military persons who have applied for PMR. I'm not talking about the people who never applied for PMR. A lot of my course mates told me, Ajay, it may be okay for you to leave army after 20 years, and then go and work for an organization where people will address you by your name. Hi Ajay, how are you? Ajay, how it's going on? No, I can't. I carried that, or I sit in a plush office. It's not like that. I sit in a small cubicle. So I'll not talk about those people. So the adaptability, the people who have taken this choice, the decision that they want to step across, they want to take this fine decision in their life because they believe. I started with, there has to be a positive reason. No disgrunt, frustration, avenge, anger should not drive you. No, I should have picked up this thing. I was not taken care of. Who cares? Who's interested? The previous organization was not interested. Do you expect the new one will be? So don't carry those grudges. Look for a positive reason why you want to come. So adaptability is one of the assets we all military persons carry. We have the ability to learn to unlearn. नहीं ऐसे ही होता है, ऐसे ही होगा. No, every formation we go after 2-3 years posting, every new commander or new boss comes, we start doing this things in his style or his style. That's the adaptability we have. We may not accept it over a drink. We'll say, no, I am like that only. But hearts of hearts, we know how we work when we have a new boss. So the adaptability is something very, don't get bogged down. There will be a lot of challenges. You may overhear people having coffee and saying, "Yaar, ye Ajay ka to yaar plan hi bekar tha yaar. Kya baat kar raha hai? Isko pata hi nahi yaar." And you feel, oh my goodness, this 28-year young old boy is talking about me like this. I'm not saying it happens. It never happened with me. Let me tell you. But the point is, we are very adaptive. We can adjust ourselves. Next is something is very, very essential, and if you need to work on it. if you don't have, we do have. That's why you cracked SSB. The communication skill. Communication is verbal and non-verbal communication. I'll not go into theory of it. The way you present yourself, the way you dress, the way you walk in, the confidence you have in your eyes, the way you talk with your chin up, carries you along, the aura. And when you open your mouth, it's amazing. So just polish your communication skill. For my organization, which I am working for, you have to prepare at least 2 examples for their 16 leadership principles. I will not dwell into talk about the recruiting into Amazon, how it is done. It is a separate topic altogether. Any one of you wants, you can get in touch with me. I'll go out of my way to explain you how to prepare for. But largely, I'm telling there are 16 leadership principles on which Amazon works. The point is, for every leadership principle, you should have at least two experiences of your personal experiences. And they have to be purely military experiences. You don't have to create an imaginary or corporate example. So the point is, please have set of military examples of your career, that where you excelled as an individual. Hamari team ne kiya, the commander told and we did it. The plan was like that. No, who's interested? What you did as an individual, myself, have those answers ready. Start working on it. You can Google what are the 16 leadership principles of Amazon. And for each leadership principle, you can have a couple of examples. They may overlap also. You may not have so many. But that's how the communication has to come that way. You have to be able to present yourself. Next is again a very important thing, Jayesh and everyone, networking. I don't talk to you. Why should I? No, this will not work for you. I told you the initial word. Networking is the fuel which carries you on. Networking is very, very essential. Again, I'll hold myself here because networking is a topic in itself. I know so many people. I have a group of so many people. I talk to so many people. Is a part of networking. It does not encompass networking altogether. I'll give you the perspective of Harvard Business School on networking also during this talk. So bear with me. So our ability to network is wonderful. So this is one of the skills, Jayesh, apart from our background, which carries on the adaptability and our ability to network.
And we have existing network too, sir. I mean, defense services, as you already mentioned, every company has got 1 or 2 officers. So obviously, we just need to tap into the domains, tap into the industries and the company where actually you're aiming to.
I do agree, Jayesh, but it's a larger perspective. I will touch upon it. I'll give you a specific understanding of it. Next is Excel. Please excel in Excel. From the moment we close this call today, please start living, eating, sleeping Excel. There is no concept of PowerPoint. There is no concept of Word. There is Excel, Excel, Excel. Even your groceries have to be children's fees, your expense. Please get handy to Excel. Please get handy to Excel. People will not even talk to you if you don't know Excel. You have to be, no, sir, should I learn macros? Nobody's telling to become a scientist. But basic Excel should be at the back of your hand. Please, I'm telling you, if you have to join a course online, personally, locally, 5,000, 10,000, start doing it today if you have decided to move out of Army. Army does not talk of Excel. Only accounts clerk does it. And you just sign on that paper without reading it. Outside, every discussion will start with Excel and finish with Excel. And you have to present your data in Excel. You cannot put word line. The business proposal is like, nobody is interested to listen to you. They are interested in numbers, data. How do you present data? Excel. You have to format the Excel. You have to show the overall growth. You have to show the individual growth. That ability has to generate. It will not come overnight. And if you joined corporate, you joined the job and going to the office, and then you start learning Excel. You don't know whether to work there or to learn Excel. Please start doing it now. And if you have kids, please get them also in this culture of Excel. I am telling it with conviction because I learned it hard. I was told Excel is very essential. I said, "Seekh lenge." But so without going into too much.
Yes.
Next is quickly leadership qualities. We have inborn leadership qualities. Make 4 people stand in front of us, we will become a leader. We have a team, we become a leader. We have a situation, we become a leader. That is integral to us, natural to us. This is a wonderful ability we have. So you don't have to practice for this skill. Army or Navy or Air Force or services have given you that kind of a growth and experience about it. Analytical skills are very important. You have to analyze any given situation, any given data, any given problem in a logical manner and then come out with a solution. Just waffling around, just talking about and does not work. You have to have an answer which is logical, which is relevant. So you have to analyze it. I don't want to push it any further. You know what I want to say. We army people are result oriented. I've started this, I'll achieve this. This is the problem, I will overcome it. This is the challenge, let's see how do we handle it. So we are result oriented. That is something which is awesome ability or skill we have as a military person.
Which corporates love, sir.
I'm telling you that. So I talked about communication skill. When you're talking, then during the conversation, you bring out that you are a result oriented person. You give a challenge, you give a solution, you will analyze because you have an analytical approach and you will come out with a result. So that is how you have to grow yourself now. बहुत मुश्किल नहीं. I am a GD person. Again, I am going back to the original point. I am no tech, nothing. I had very simple steps in a very difficult, challenging environment, and I grew through it. That's what I am sharing. One thing is, every corporate is working for some kind of customers. Is it B2B or B2C or whatever. So you are working for customers. The organization I work for is customer backed. What my customer wants is my target, is my project, is my ambition. And not that I created a project and I'm selling it to customer. We have new device come in the market and we are selling it. Some mobile company selling a new mobile. We want, customer wants. And we work backward from them. So that attitude you have to create. You think about your customer and then you work backwards. Now, customers are of 2 types. The external customers, the market mein jo bhi log hain, there are a lot of people. And the internal customers, they are your team. Your internal team, they are also your customers. You're selling to them, you're negotiating with them, you're working with them, you're managing things with them. They're also your customers. So we have 2 different customers, internal customers, external customers. When we talk of internal customers, your team. So how you work backwards. I have my other interview, how many of you have seen on, where I talked about leadership and team building. And this interview was connected from Philippines. When I shared my insight on leadership and team building, it's a altogether a different domain. That's a totally different topic. And as a military person, we all are good at it, but we have to polish it. Last but not the least, their list is endless, but since I have to look into the time part of it, writing skills. You meet any of your friend in corporate, damn it, he can't write a good mail. सिखाया ही नहीं है. But within army, we know how to prepare a document. Subject hoga, the background will be, the relevance will be, refer so and so. We connect with some previous information. Then we bring out what is the kahani and then we conclude it. That's how we write the mails. But I'm sharing with you, corporate people are not even sure of how to answer that as a simple mail. They just keep sitting over thinking, when should I reply and how should I reply it? What should I add it in? What should I not add into it? We army people just sit on computer, this is the answer. Even if you don't want to answer, we say, I will get back to you. That level of confidence. So writing skills is very, very essential. And when I talk about Amazon, they do conduct your writing skill test. So writing skills you need to focus on. That's all, Jayesh. I think I have so many points to cover, but I think this is...
Yes, sir, but all the qualities which you have mentioned, I must add to, that all of us have been harped upon all these qualities throughout our training, throughout our services, throughout our postings, throughout our assignments. So we need to have a self-confidence that yes, we have that and we should be able to project that. So now talking about, I mean, after obviously we've discussed about the good qualities, now there is a black demo also. So what are the qualities which immediately on relinquishing the uniform or the service you should leave?
I will say that what kind of cultural shift you see? Well, you are in military, now you have come to the corporate, and
Cultural shift is altogether different, but yes, you can merge the answers, sir. Yes, I was about to ask you the difference between the two cultures, but yes, you can merge the answer.
So there is a huge difference. So army life, military life, or services life, and a corporate life, there is a no. Ravi, I was very clear. I know you are reading between the lines. LinkedIn is relevant. You have to be active on it. You have to develop connections. You have to apply for jobs. But assuming that you will get result is a feel-good factor.
Ladies and gentlemen, please don't take us back. We will come to the question and answer session where you can clarify your
Since the
doubts.
question popped up, I thought that.
No, I understand.
I know because he's
now.
thinking about LinkedIn as of now. He's just finished the rest of the conversation. So leave it at there. I am there to answer your question on this call later on WhatsApp, LinkedIn, mobile, or whatever way you can call me anytime. So the point is, there is a huge difference. Army life is a kind of a structured environment, and you have a limitations and you have different kind of pressures. Corporate, the thing starts first. The thing, the way you dress. So the way you interact with the people, the chair on you sit, the kind of discussions take place, the team you are working with, the manager you have, the kind of task you have. It's a different world. Now I go back to my original point. Please imagine yourself in that situation. Take a chutti, or when on your chutti, don't waste time going to Manali and spending all that. ठीक है, हो गया. You've done it enough. Go to one of your friend, book calendar with him. Again, the Bada Khana example. That you call your friend, yeah, मैं कल आ रहा हूँ. No, he's not available. You tell him, when are you available? When is your calendar free? He will say, I am free after 3:30. 3:30 तक मेरी call है. Then you walk up to him at 3:30, sit with him for given time. He says, I am free for 1 hour or half an hour. And so the point is, you go there and you realize, and you see it's a different world. So I've been fortunate to have worked in the army, to have worked with a startup, and to have worked with one of the biggest multinationals. So that's the vastness of my experience and exposure about it. So it's a different world altogether. Another important thing is about Jayesh and everyone. The concept in army is they get after your weakness and not after your strength. I'll give you an example. You're not good at BPT, you're not good at running, but you're excellent in writing a document, giving a presentation. No. Mm-hmm. I want to see how good you run. I want to see your timing. So they're working on your weakness. Or you're a good runner, but you can't stand up and speak anything in the course, or you can't give even a good answer. You can't understand tactics, can't explain tactics. They will say, no, come on. Who's interested in your running? Give answer to this. Give the solution to this. Now the person is stuck. Whatsoever is good at, nobody's asking about it. And whatsoever is not good at, everybody's interested in that. For corporate world, they don't waste this kind of energy. They are working on, they are focusing on, they are looking at your qualities. You are good at this, they will only focus on this. They will not waste their time. They will not waste your time. So this is one, when we say what is the difference, this is a wonderful difference. You enjoy doing what you are good at, and that's what they are looking for. The very transactional thing, the next point. You are addressed by your first name. Hi, Ajay.
And that is not disrespectful, sir, for a change.
Absolutely not.
For a change.
Fortunately and unfortunately, I don't know. Till date, in my organization, even my boss calls me sir. My team definitely calls me. I said, come on, tomorrow if you call me sir, I will not accept it. Yes, sir, we will not do it. So the point is, I said that aura, the background you carry, you will always be called as sir. But it's okay if somebody calls you by first name. People call you by first name. You should encourage them by calling your first name. Some of you may think, yaar, ye mundane point hai, kya bata rahe ho yaar? But the point, understand, your own identity will be no more Colonel Saab, Major Saab, Captain Saab. It is your first name. So this is one another very important thing. Moment I stepped into the flying hours count, when I started flying, your workforce is very young, and somebody's got a pin in his ear, somebody's got a beard like this, somebody's got a torn jean or somebody's t-shirt or whatever. If he's dressed like this, can he be serious about his work? Mind you, he will sit down with you and computer and explain you so many things. You will feel this 25-year-old boy knows so much. And then you try to pretend, oh, I know, I understand. Oh, got it. So the point is, you're working with a young force who are energetic, who are domain experts, who are talented. So don't carry those biases, perceptions in your mind. यार ये youngsters को कुछ आता ही नहीं है. नहीं आता है, आपसे ज़्यादा आता है. So this is another, when I say na ki what things we should leave, and I said ki cultural shift. This is where it comes. These are the things we have to leave. Your first rank, your understanding ki youngsters, unit में youngster तो निकम्मा ही है. No. Yeah, youngster will sail your boat through. Then specialization. You are working in an environment where everybody is specialized. Either is from IIM or is from IIT or is from some good institute or somewhere. He is an expert. So
that related to the same things, a lot of officers do have this conception in their mind that when we move out of the forces, let's say after 10, 15, 20, 25 years, and vis-a-vis when we go in a civil where the counterparts are from the specialized, domains, serving or working for 10, 15, 20 years, how do we compete with them? So that is one of the basic questions which I have encountered with a lot of officers. How would you?
This is more pronounced, this is more complex in terms of a technical role. I have done MTech from Army and I am competing with a IITian.
Understood.
You don't stand a chance.
Even in logistic field, let's say you go as, head of last mile logistics, like I am VP logistics plus e-commerce plus supply chain. So how do you exactly compete with the one who's actually worked in logistics for 10, 15 years and you're just moving out of the forge?
So
that is the people are having.
So the idea is not to compete. Idea is to collaborate. It is a mutual process, a two-way learning process. Please acknowledge, respect, and identify the experience they carry. Don't carry this restricted thought process. Come on, I have spent so many years. How dare he? How can he? Sorry. Have an open heart and mind where you know what you can contribute and what you can learn. So it's a collective effort. So you have to be very open-minded. Even in the calls, in the meetings, or in the discussions, be seen as an encouraging and as a positive person. And not that my point has to be accepted. How can you not accept my point? I have so much of experience. So while somebody else is giving a good point, it's a learning for you also. So and end of the day, it is the organizational goal. So it has to be collective effort. So the point is, how do you compete? Let's not compete. Let's mutually learn from each other. And they may not say on your face or acknowledge or may not mention it. They're also learning from you. Forget about your presentation or your discussion during the call. The way you walk into your office, they're learning from you. So that is one thing. Second thing, Jayesh, I know you are not satisfied with my contention because you know how harsh is the corporate world, how the people are like into competition.
Well, I was about to ask you one question.
Yeah.
So
I'm coming to that. I was keeping it very sublime, but I'm coming to that. The point is, you have to learn your work. Fauj ki tarah, it won't go like a military way. Chalta hai. Since I've been posted here, I have a clerk who is there in the branch for the last 2 years. He can prepare the document of my. Here you have to learn your beans. You have to learn your work. And understand this plus combination where you have so much of immense experience and exposure, and then you learn their work. They can't stand a chance. Now, then you talk of competition. So it's a matter of time. It is a matter of your intention and effort, how much you put in. But if you are easygoing, I'm like an easygoing person. But if you get into this feel of that I need to compete with him, how can he be better than me? I have to prove myself. Then you have to prepare yourself. So, few more things I want to touch upon about the cultural shift, what you have to leave when you are coming to the corporate world. Trainings and learnings. In services, you do so many courses and you come back with a grading. And that grading shoves in somewhere, even you don't even go for qualification grant of it. Here, if you don't learn the new module, new software, next day you cannot work on your computer. And you cannot tell your junior, can you tell me? Forget it then. So the trainings, the learnings are sincere, are genuine, are effective. So please, you have to be sincere about your learning. Only then you will rise and only then you will be recognized. Otherwise, you will be thrashed every morning in the call. It will be, if some manager is very harsh, he will tell you bluntly on your face. And somebody is some kind of respecting person, he will tell you indirectly. But team understands.
Smile.
But everybody understands that aaj to
Understood.
you have gone through it today, tomorrow again you want to go through it. Just because you don't want to learn. Damn it, learn it. So learning is very, very important. Corporate, another thing. People do say no. It is not like this time, that time, Halley's Comet joke on army. Halley's Comet will be seen, regiment will be there. Somebody, I always, though I sell myself in the environment thing, I never say why me, I say try me. The point is, people do say no. They will ask you, sir, why this can't be done by somebody else?
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. By the time you're doing that, sir, let me just request all the viewers who are present right now with us and all the viewers who will be watching the repeat telecast on YouTube. Please do join our YouTube channel as well as WhatsApp group and Telegram group where all our hosts, all our guests are always available. You can simply put your questions, your queries in the groups and you will be getting answers over there too. Yes, sir. Over to you.
Thank you.
I'll be putting the links.
That's what I was mentioning. All of you.
Well, I know that, sir. I know that, and I'm also in corporate, but still, I cannot, get away with that
So
habit.
that's what everybody says. So the folks, when somebody says na corporate में इज्जत नहीं होती है, corporate में कुछ नहीं होता है, you will carry this forever. You have earned it. You will be sir
Yes.
forever. So you will never lose it. So don't worry about this कि मैं corporate में जाऊँगा तो I will not be. A lot of people tell कि you will be treated like no, you will be treated. Quickly, few more points. I said about people say no, they do say no. And they say it bluntly, they say it indirectly also. Some of you find that this does not hold relevance. Let me tell you. You work with female employees. And even there, some of them are your bosses. Some of them are the project managers. Some of the projects you lead at the zonal level or the national level are headed by females. So I don't know how much percentage of people are taking it in the right spirit, but I just want to flag upon this, that you work under females, you work with females. Why I am talking about it? In army, you don't work with females. It's a truth. Let's not deny it. Let's not close our eyes. So this is very important. And two more things quickly. There's a concept of work from home. So don't see work from home is like a picnic. No, see that your productivity matters. How you do it, from where you do it does not matter. Army mein to the guy does savdhan very confidently, half the thing is done. Oh, he's a good chap. Output, I don't know. Here it doesn't work like that. And lastly, the leave policy is very flexible. You don't have to unnecessarily very worried about that leave, sheave and all that. Things are very flexible. Even I created a culture in my team where people who used to be on leave. I used to say, where are you, Rahul? Why are you not on the call? Sir, I'm on leave. Did you inform me? I said, sir, I just applied. Can you imagine this in army or services? You have to,
Absolutely.
2 months before you have to walk up 3 times and then still your leave gets rejected. Here people are on leave. You don't even come to know. So I created this culture. It is not about questioning your leave or granting or not granting it. It is about facilitating the functioning. If I am aware you are not there, I will not even bother you. I will, as such, will not bother you. But I will align something or the task to somebody else. Yes, sir, I understand that. That's it. So So we're very flexible kind of policy. Yes, yours.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That was elaborate enough to know what exactly not to do. So, after knowing what qualities are helpful, what is needed in corporate and what not, let me ask you one question, sir. Now I'm coming back to domain specific question. That how did you decide that you want to go into operations? What were the thought process behind that? Because this is also very normal or repeated question I keep getting. How to decide a domain? How did you opt for operations? What qualities you felt that you have which will help you succeeding in operations and not HR, security, and other domains?
Oh my goodness, how do I answer that?
Just the thought process.
Yeah. So
I'm asking this question because most of the officers are not clear about the domain. They don't know. We keep using this sentence, jack of all trade, but
master of,
that is the blocking stone.
jack of all trades, master of
Master of none.
no. Please take my version of it. Jack of
Okay.
all trades, master of some.
Okay. Yes. Oh, okay.
We
Yes.
are master of some.
Some. Yes.
So,
Yes.
so since it's a very difficult question, I'll be very candid with my audience. Why did I choose operations? It was less of choice, more of acceptance. I'll be very candid here. But I'll tell you, it comes naturally in us as military person that we function in an organized system where we have a hierarchy, where we have specified tasks, where we have given KPIs, we have desired results. And in that churning of that functioning, you walk into something and contribute. You carry some load on your shoulder, you contribute, you give ideas, you plan, you manage a team. This is all about operations.
Sir.
Now tell me, for this, you have done it in services. Do you require training, preparation, coaching, courses, guidance for this? So that's how operations comes to you naturally. That is one thing. Where because whatever organization you join as part of operations, with their adequate training and guidance, you will be able to manage it. Grant them also. Understand, when they interview so many people, when they interview, they know this is the material who can undertake this responsibility.
First thing which I need to do, ladies and gentlemen, request you all once again to join our platforms, be a part of it. We are here to assist you. We are bringing experts like Ajay sir from varied industries, varied domains, so that you get the insight of different domains. Please, please, please try and promote our channel and do join yourself and your family members.
You gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah.